Welcome, fellow Helldivers. Happy Sunday. I am dropping a quick video on what I have done to try to improve my gameplay on PC. One of the first things I noticed when I installed the game, hopped on for the first time, I'm level 16 currently, but never played the game before. Typical mouse and keyboard shooter games, it's not very complicated, but one of the things I noticed it was very intricate with this game. There was a lot of key bindings that really made it difficult. It wasn't like a smooth transition into throwing grenades or calling down stratagems or any of the key factors that you need at your disposal at any point in time in this game, especially when things get hectic. So what have I figured out is the way that I do things on that. So I adjusted all my key bindings for the keyboard and mouse to try to make things a little easier on me when I'm playing the game. So I kind of wanted to bring that to the table and give you guys some information on it if this is something you're looking for, especially if you're new to the game. So when you get into the game itself, where you find your options for key bindings for keyboard and mouse, you just hit the escape button, go to options 3, go down to mouse and keyboard. Here you'll see some basic options. I've adjusted my mouse sensitivity down a little bit to slow down the cursor in game. Mouse aim sensitivity is default right now. Once I'm sure I get a little bit more experience in the game, I'll be able to tweak that a little bit, make it a little quicker. Right now I'm comfortable with it, still learning the game. So what I first did was I went in here and I looked at all of the movements. This is under your general tab. Pretty much I didn't touch anything in here because it was pretty straightforward. Your standard WSAD, your mouse movement, look up, look down, look left, or look right. Crouch is C, prone and Z, so on and so forth. I didn't change any of these, mainly because it was just pretty much easy to go. But when I got down to stratagem, this was WSAD too. So you would hit your control button and then you hit WSAD. I wanted to make it quicker, so if I'm running, I can hit the control button and still control the character with WSAD, and I can just tap the arrow keys on the keyboard. So I switched it basically in the same format, WSAD, with the up, down, left, and right. That way it just gave me a quicker ability to call in stratagems on the keyboard. So try that out. I liked it. It may not be for you, but it's just something that I did to try to make things a little easier, a little quicker. But that was the only thing I changed in here, was the stratagem call out. Under combat, so far, your standard forward, your right click, your left click is fire, aim, so on and so forth. Reload used to be R, and scrambling to reload when it's chaotic in this game was driving me nuts. So what I changed it to was on my mouse. I got a 2-button mouse on the side, your standard roller. It's a Razer gaming mouse. I just set the reload function to the forward button as long hold, because you can go in here and you can change it. Double tap, press, long press, release, and tap. So I set it to long hold, so when I'm running or attacking and stuff like that, I can just hold that button down. It'll do the reload for me. Quick throwable, I set it to press. Again, you have long press, release, so on and so forth in here, but I set it to the click on the mouse wheel, so that's pushing the mouse wheel down to create a click. That way, again, I take some of the control off the keyboard and into the mouse. One of the things I might mess around with at times is because the way I have my mouse set up with the primary, secondary support weapons, so on and so forth, I might change some of the number designations for some other options, because I was having trouble with melee or melee. and also the emote. So I might mess around with the number binding, the number key bindings to do emotes and stuff like that. I haven't figured if I want to try that or not. So primary weapon is scroll up on the mouse. Secondary weapon, sorry, is scroll down. So support weapon is the second side button, closest to the middle of my thumb. So the first one, remember I set it to reload, but your support weapon I did on the key, the second button on the mouse. This allows me to quickly switch to my support weapon, whatever I have selected. Switch camera is also that, so you can that kind of trips me up. So I might actually change that here to a long press. So instead of just click, I'm holding it down, and see how that works for me. Again, you can go in here and adjust anything to try to adjust for your playability. That's the most important thing. Everything else in here, do as you feel fit. It's like I said, it's important for you to adjust things to your style of gameplay. So going back to combat, like I said, weapons wheel up, wheel down, weapon wheel left, weapon wheel right, open drop wheel. All of those were kind of the same. So in here I changed mark. So obviously when you're running into the game, you can mark enemies, locations, and stuff like that. This is one of the ones I might switch to a number key, because the M from the WSAD is pretty far, and it would require either me taking my fingers off the WSAD or taking my hand off the mouse to hit the select button. So I might mess around with that later, but that's one of the things I adjusted. Emote is your B button. Let's see, did I change anything else? Nope, everything else is the same. So the biggest thing was in combat in general. So to recap, stratagems, the menu is control, and then I switched it to the up, down, left, and right on the keyboard. Let's see. So the other thing, sprint. I forgot about this one. When you enter the game, to sprint you have to hold down the shift key. This, you can just press it down and it will start sprinting for you. You do not have to hold the shift key. So again, that was just jumping in here. Instead of hold, I went down to press. So that just allows you just a quick tap on the shift key, and off you are sprinting. And recapping here, these were the same. Reload, I switched to the forward button on the mouse versus R. Melee is F, or melee. Primary weapons, I switched from the numbers to the scroll up, scroll down on the mouse. Support weapon, again, press the back button. Long press on that to make your camera switch sides, so you could switch left or right on the camera when you're shooting. So that's pretty much it. Please feel free to leave any comments if you have a similar layout but you've done slightly different things. I would like to hear it, because I would like to try it. I'm still understanding the game, getting a feel for it, but so far this has worked pretty well for me. So if you can, drop a comment. I would like to have a discussion on this and see what people are doing, what they feel is working for them. So anybody who's watching this video can either run with mine or combine the two. It really is customizable to how you want to play, and that's one of the most important things. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video if you can, and don't forget to hit the alarm bell so when new content comes out, you're alerted. I do live stream typically Saturdays and Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, this is Damesis. I hope you have a great day. Happy diving, Helldivers. Have a good one.